That's not the God of the Bible. This fish thing, you think is punishment? This was actually saving Jonah, which he should have been dead, but God was gracious enough to save him and bring him back. You see, all throughout the Bible, you see a gracious God coming back. If you cry out to the Lord, will he hear you and respond? God wants you to cry out to him. God is waiting. He wants to respond. Now, he may not answer and respond in the timely fashion you want him to. I cry out, it's going to happen right now. It may not happen. Sometimes God says, are you for real? Are you really wanting to cry out for me, or are you just doing it? You know, he just wants to see if your faith is for real. So it may be some time. But when God shows up, he shows up in a big way. And I have people in this room that I can tell you stories about, fought me on it a little bit, said, well, and then God showed up in a huge way. It's like, whoa, God's real. I'm just, okay, God, I'm with you. You know, and he does. I did it in my life. He can do it in your life.
Big facts.
You got to be persistent, though. God wants to see if you're going to be persistent on this. Some of you said, but, you know, I tried. I prayed. I prayed, and person I prayed for died. Or maybe they had cancer or something like that. And so, there's really no point. It's just going to be no. You know, I wish I could say that God's going to answer yes to everything we ask for. I wish I could say nobody's going to die. I wish I could say that's going to happen. God has reasons I don't understand. I don't know. People die before their time. There's all different reasons I can give you, and they may not be satisfactory to you, but that's kind of where we're at. And I understand what it is for you to lose somebody close to you. I lost my mom last year. And so it hurts, and it's painful, and it's not fun. Death was not the original intent of what God has, because Adam and Eve sinned and turned away from God. That was the result. But the good news is that it doesn't have to be eternal death. That if we believe in Jesus, he gives the opportunity to have life with him eternally. And he gives us that opportunity if we believe. Something that helped me in a time, something else is dinging. Something that helped me, I remember I struggled. There was a time in my life where I felt like God wasn't hearing me. And I remember praying, God, I don't understand prayer stuff. I don't understand why I could ask my mom to pray for something and it would get answered like this. I pray for the same thing, it doesn't happen. And I would do that. I'd pray for a while, nothing happened. Ask my mom to pray the next day.
It's because she's a mom.
It's the heart behind it.
They know where things are, their prayers get answered.
There you go. There you go. So I struggled with that. I remember I was sitting at a desk and I was like, God, I don't understand this. And I look over and I see this book and it talks, and I was like, oh, something about prayer. So I pick it up. I go to the table of contents and this chapter is called Understanding Prayer. I'm like, well, that's fitting. I should read this. So I start reading this. I got this really helpful thing about understanding prayer that helped me a lot. So I want to communicate it with you guys. If your request is wrong, God says no. So if I pray and I ask God, this person's really annoying. Could you strike him dead? Is that a good request? No, obviously it's wrong, so God's going to say no. Or if I say, God, I could really use $1 million, send it my way. He's going to say no, obviously, because I'm going to use some selfishness and do my own thing, right? So if your request is wrong, God's going to say no. If your timing is wrong, God's going to say slow. Now, I went to college, and I figured I went to Christian college. Oh, I'm going to meet my wife there. I'm going to get married right after I graduate college. Everybody got getting married after college. I was like, oh, that's what happened to me, right? Did that happen to me? No. God says, hold on. You got a lot of growing to do yourself. His timing is not right. I got something for you. Don't worry. So I was a little discouraged at that point. But God worked it out for me, so it's all good. I'm married and happily married. It's good. And then it says, if you are wrong, God says grow. And sometimes God has to work in me something before he can answer the prayer request. For instance, he had to work in my wife and me. During that time between when I graduated college and then we started dating at 25, there was a time when God took me through things and had to grow me in areas and work on me. He was working on my wife too, because we talked after and she explained what she was going through. If we would have started dating before, it would have been a mess. So God had to work us so we got matured us to be dating men and to be married. So God says, I gotta grow you first. So there may be prayer requests you're asking for, and God says, I want to answer that, but I can't because you need to grow more. You need to get close to me and grow more. So it may be your request is wrong, that your timing is just not right. You need to wait. Like, hey God, I want a driver's license. You're only 12. So your timing is a little off. You need to wait. Maybe you're wrong.